Hello and a warm welcome to my channel, New Zone Fitness, the holistic approach. So I hope you've all been keeping well, and my sincere apologies, I haven't really done a video since I think the beginning of, just after Christmas, just the beginning of New Year. So it really brings me nicely to the point that I really want to talk about today, which is pain, in particular emotional pain, and how we deal with that on a day-to-day basis, particularly things that we have no control over in terms of the situation or the people that come and may bring pain to us, and how do we deal with that. So first and foremost, I would recommend training. So I want to just look at this for 1 minute. So if we have like a pain in our neck, or say in our leg, or somewhere over our body, we've got a headache, a migraine or something, we don't really think twice about going and getting something from the pharmacy, getting a Nurofen or getting a paracetamol, and we just take it because we have faith that that pill is going to resolve our pain. So what do we have for our emotional pain? So if you think about it in terms of physical pain, say we've got a headache, a migraine, it's going to really disrupt our day. You know, I've had clients who've cancelled me because they've had migraines. So it really is disruptive, but we have a solution, which is a chemical solution. So let's talk about the emotional pain. Say we're in a lot of pain at the moment, someone's doing something to us, hasn't just been done, it's ongoing. What do we do with that trickle of pain every day? What do? We look outside ourselves, don't we? That's the first place we go to, because pain is really uncomfortable. It makes us feel out of sorts. It makes us feel helpless. It can make us feel vulnerable. All the emotions that lead us to feeling quite raw and tender and sensitive to the world, because we don't have a easy solution to our emotional pain. It's not something we can take. We can take, like antidepressants and that, but that doesn't happen overnight either. You're not going to take the pill and instantly it's gone. So it may happen in some rare cases, but majority of the time these things take time to really come into the system and have an impact. So what am I saying? We must look at training like it's that pill, it's that ibuprofen for the emotional pain. Because when we train, it doesn't just make us come into our body, it also comes from the mind first. We have to talk ourselves into going to the gym, where we may not feel like we want to go anywhere. We may feel like we want to be on our own, we want to be isolated, we want to be able to reflect upon this pain that's been thrust upon us. And it could be anything from, an ending of a job, ending of a relationship, divorce, or a sibling friendship, a very meaningful relationship that you know that's going to impact you. It could be have something to do with your health. You could have multiple reasons for you to feel this pain, and it may not just be one painful thing, it could be many painful things that are happening to you. A frustration, a disappointment where you are in your life, that's a situation. And again, it's not a quick remedy for it that suddenly we're going to get up and, these things take time. So what is instant is when you go to the gym. The whole act of getting up, getting into the car or walking, whatever it is you do, that's you coming back to yourself. That is medicinal. So you can see Loki's. Say hello, Loki's. Hello, Loki's. So it's a question of you really having that conversation with yourself. And that's what it's always about. Because we can't control people. We can't control the situation. And somewhere in life, you know, we're going to learn, we're going to make mistakes. You know, that's part of being human. It's part of being present in this life. We're not just here to sample, you know, the good times, the sun shining, and everyone, you know, laughing and joking. Most of the time, it's not that. It's not that. And we can't look just for happiness, because happiness is fleeting, just like sadness. So we have to, Loki, please Loki, we have to find a way of really coming back into ourselves. And the first step is investing in your health. That is number one, because without that, everything will fall apart. So when we come back into our health, I'm talking about our mental health, physical health, and spiritual health, we need to really harness these three. When one is out of sync, all of them are affected. So if we're feeling emotional, it's going to affect our biology. We're going to feel tense. We're going to feel... What's Loki doing? Let me have a look. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing, Baba? So really, it's finding that remedy that you can come back to consistently again and again. And yes, it's hard. It's going to be hard, but it's going to be harder if you don't have anything. You're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to feel out of control. The situation is controlling you. With our emotions, they're like the waves in the sea. You know, sometimes they're going to be very calm, and at times they're going to be really, you know, rough and dangerous. So what do we want to do? We want to really be able to anticipate those really difficult tides that come to us, you know, that are going to, we can see that's going to take us under. If we don't have something for it, we have to have some measure, something there. So it's training, but it's also the way you talk back to yourself. We have to be very mindful of the things we allow ourselves to believe. You know, if someone's standing there, and quite recently this is what happened to me, a family member was being very insulting, being very mean, calling me names. And, you know, what one wants to do is walk away from someone like that. But if you're unable to do that, then, you know, that's almost like someone trying to put poison in you. You know, how do you protect yourself from that? You protect yourself from that from inwardly. You have the antidote. Someone comes to you and says, oh, you're ugly, or you're horrible, or, you know, whatever they want to call you, or whatever they want to say to you, whatever mean words they want to use against you. It's up to you to believe what you want to believe. So that's part of suffering, is reclaiming your own truth. Despite if you've got 10 people who are there saying the same thing to you, you have to look at the reasoning of what they're saying to you. Does it make sense? And listening to your heart as well. Your gut instinct will tell you when something doesn't feel right. So it's a question of you really coming back into this moment. As I've always said in every video, this is where we can really take charge of what the future will look like, what we do in this moment. It's not what we just do, it's what we think. What are we thinking? If we're thinking negative thoughts about ourselves, if we're feeling fretful about the future, you know, this is going to leave us in a state of stress, and that stress will affect our biology, and that biology will affect the way we feel, and hence the way we think about ourselves. So we always want to come back to a place of feeling harmony. That's when you know that you are in a centered place. It's when you feel harmony. Even if there's disruption outside, you can still maintain that sense of clarity, peace, and harmony within yourself. You are balanced. Doesn't mean everything's perfect, but it's the opposite. You're able to accept the different aspects of yourself, the good, the bad, and the ugly, the bits that don't fit so nicely. You have compassion for. When you're feeling you're struggling, you're going to come back in and you're going to say kind words to yourself. This is the basis of any relationship. Without trust, without love, without kindness and compassion, that relationship will always be rocky and disruptive. So we want to maintain that good, healthy relationship with ourselves. And the first way to address that is looking at our pain. So if you are feeling anxious and you are feeling sad, or you're feeling lonely, or you're feeling something out of sorts perhaps, get up, move, do something. Don't sit in that pain and let that pain grow into its own body. Use that pain and take that pain and take it for a walk. Take it to the gym. Do something that's going to be honoring your inner heart voice, because your inner heart voice is always going to be asking of you to be kind and loving, because if we're not, then we're going to put ourselves in a vulnerable position. It's all about self-preservation, survival. So, ultimately the body wants us to be at our best, because when we're at our best, we are at our fittest, and we are able to really deal with what life is going to give to us. So it's honoring yourself. So just to summarize everything, when we feel pain, we look outside ourselves. It's a natural response because that's our conditioning. We haven't been taught to go within ourselves and see how we are within our inner self. How are we behaving? What kind of words are we using? So first and foremost, just stop and take a minute and come back and look at all the positive things that you are doing. It doesn't have to be something really big. It could be something like just getting out of bed. It could be just making yourself a cup of tea. It could be going to the gym. It doesn't matter what it may be, but come back and acknowledge that. Don't save it for something in the future for you to pick up and say, that's where my happiness lies. It's here. And it's not happiness we're looking for. It's peace, contentment, acceptance, and being mindful. So if you're feeling sad, get up, do something. Don't sit in that pain and dwell and overthink it, because like I said, it's a seed, and the more attention you will give it in that manner, it will grow, and it will grow, and it will grow, and then you'll feel overwhelmed. So training is medicinal. Look at it like that. Look at it in the same way as if you were to have a really bad headache. You wouldn't think twice to get something, a pill. So do the same with training. Look at it as your antidote to emotional pain. So I hope this video has given you some insight. I can strongly recommend, this is what helps me, training, whether I'm going to the gym, whether I'm practicing my handstands, or whatever it may be. Find something that moves you, that you can get a hook in. Don't leave it just on chance or on your mood or motivation. To get that sense of discipline, we have to find something that we look forward to. So find something in the gym, whether it's just walking on the treadmill or picking up some weights. Concentrate on that aspect. If you're finding it difficult to go to the gym, if you have a block, don't want to go, people might be looking at me, don't know what I'm doing, don't feel comfortable, all these kind of thoughts will come in. forget all those thoughts and focus on the thing that you enjoy, the one thing that you enjoy doing in the gym. For me, sometimes I may not want to go to the gym, so what I think about is my handstands, and that's the thing that gets me out. By the time I've got to the gym and I'm doing my handstands, I will do something else, and that's how it generally works. So move. If you're feeling sad, if you're feeling out of sorts, go for a walk, do something. Doing something is better than doing nothing and sitting there, because doing that nothing is not nothing. It's still a seed that you're planting, and that will become your reaction to pain. That's the way you'll cope. If it's a cigarette, you're going to be smoking. If it's a drink, you're going to be having. Or if you're going to go out, that's going to be your remedy to your pain. But that's not going to resolve your pain. What is going to resolve your pain is the way you talk back to yourself and what you do with that pain, how you harness that pain. So I hope this video has helped. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and leave a comment, please. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care and have a wonderful day.